Hey everyone, what's happening? Lex back today for another Brawl Stars video, and today we have a very special guest, one that you guys have been asking for a very, very long time, like 2 years long time, and that is the voice actress of Piper, Elizabeth Saydah. How you doing, Elizabeth?
Hey, I'm so good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You know, like I said, I was actually looking back through some stuff just right before we started, and somebody was like, "Oh, you've got to get the voice actress for Piper." And I looked at the date; it was like over 2 years ago, and I couldn't find you for the longest time. I got to be honest. I searched, and finally I got a hold of my contacts at Brawl Stars, and they're like, "This is who it is." And then you got a hold of me like right after that.
Yeah, it's so weird. I totally missed the boat. I mean, that's kind of like my lot in life. I think I'm just like late to everything. And so, yeah, eventually I was like, wait a second, this game is like significant. Like, yeah, people love it. And so all of a sudden people were reaching out to me, and then they said, you got to contact Lex, and here we are. So,
Yay.
yeah.
Shout out to all my supporters there, you know, for pointing you in my direction. It's pretty awesome. Elizabeth, how did you get into voice acting?
I guess it's like 15 years ago now. I was a waitress and I hated my job. And somebody said, hey, you have a great voice, yada, yada. That doesn't actually mean anything for voiceover, but it got me thinking. And fast forward like 5 years after that, I moved to LA and had terrible jobs. I was a professional kids entertainer. I made balloon animals professionally. I hated it. Dressed up like every princess under the sun. I needed to not do that anymore. And I'm an actor as well. And so I was like, what else can I do as like a survival job? And and then I started like getting on the sort of online sites, got an agent, all that stuff. And yeah, kind of like one thing led to the other, and the rest is history. I kind of just jumped on the wagon, and then it went from like a side hustle to just like a full-blown passion. I love it so much. So yeah, that's it.
You mean you love it more than making balloon animals? What was your least favorite balloon animal to make? Come on.
One kid once asked me to make a molecule out of a balloon animal. A dolphin is pretty extensive. It takes a few minutes. That's probably my least favorite.
And so you dressed up as, you know, the princesses, and now did a voiceover for Piper, who is also, you know, somewhat like Princess Peach as well. So it's come full circle.
Yeah, ironically, because I have a lower voice, and like playing, you know, Princess Aurora or Cinderella, like I would talk like this, and it doesn't really work so much for the princesses. So, but Piper's kind of a nice balance. She's still like charming and Southern, but she's not super high pitched.
So have you lived in the South at all, or is this just an accent that, by golly, you just know how to do this accent?
Well, I was born in Nashville, actually, but my parents moved, but they're from Jersey. I'm from Jersey originally, grew up there.
Right.
So they had just lived in Nashville for like 5 years. And so, no, I don't really have any like on the ground experience as a true Southerner.
So is this like voices that you like practice, or it's something that you started getting into more whenever you started in with voiceover, or is it just something that you always did?
I've always I sort of started in improv comedy, and I think that's the best way to like find characters, make up characters, go nuts. And I'd say really through that, I kind of honed a lot of different characters. And I don't know, you know, you see a picture of a character, if it's a game, if it's an animation, if it's even a commercial thing, and you kind of just hear them in your head. And so, you know, with Piper, it was like, she's a Southern belle, but she's also like this crazy, like killer baking, like crazy person. And so it's just like automatically that sort of combination of like murderous, but super sweet. I just like heard her in my head. So
yeah. Did they give you a description of Piper whenever, you know, for your read and everything?
Yeah, we did do a directed session for it, which I enjoy a lot. Sometimes it's fun to just like practice, like do a bunch of sort of takes on your own. But when they're on the line and they're kind of guiding you through it, they were pretty, like I didn't have any context for any of the stuff, even though a lot of what Piper says is, you know, under attack, she's attacking, she's doing all these things. Like I auditioned and they were like, yeah, we want that voice. So that was kind of the direction off the bat.
So was this the first game that you've done, or have you done other video games before?
Yeah, I don't do a ton of them. I've done a lot of little, you know, app games and things like that. I had done like Heroes of New Earth, Endless Space 2.
The second he walked in, I knew the kid was different.
Family Guy, Quest for Stuff. And since then, I've kind of graduated to slightly, I guess, larger games. The Evil Within 2. You've endured so much. All this time, all alone. Wasteland 3. I just did Next Stop Nowhere with Night School Studio. Oh, there you are, finally. All right, real quick catch up. Yeah, I'm doing another one with them right now, which I can't say the name of. And I have a couple others that, like, I don't know what they're going to be called, so I can't really say anything about them. But yeah, it's just been a fun little journey of, like, randomness.
Did you play games growing up? Are you into video games at all?
Yes and no. Growing up, I'd play, like, Donkey Kong, Carmen Sandiego on my computer, my Apple IIe computer. None of the kids know what that is.
I do. I played Carmen Sandiego. That was a good game.
Moving on, getting older. I think my brother got I don't know if it was just like a PS1. And I played Crash Bandicoot Warped and Cool Borders 2. Now I can't really say that I game. My fiance has an Oculus Quest 2, and so the VR stuff I have to say is pretty fun and pretty just like experiential stuff. Walking out on a plank in the middle of like a skyscraper. That's kind of more of what I do. So I don't really game per se. It's more like Oculus stuff and
so you've never played Brawl Stars?
This is where I'm going to be fired from this interview. Maybe I'm just like too old for like the in-app games, and I just never because I'm always trying to put my phone down. So that was kind of how I just never caught on.
So what other kind of cool stuff have you done? I bet you, let me guess, you've done like lots of like commercials and or like radio spots.
Yeah, you're pretty close. Yeah, the blanket answer is yes. I've gotten to do a lot of cool stuff. I will say that doing the games is by far the most fun. Yeah. But I love doing characters. So like with commercial work, I do tend to kind of do more characters. A lot of like overwhelmed moms play that a lot. Like, Billy, get your hand out of the blender. Like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've done spots for Google and PayPal, and it's kind of all over the place. I do a lot of like anthems, like "We value our people," and that kind of thing.
That's the voice I heard because I'm like, she's that voice. She's that voice. Yeah.
Also, I do imaging for SiriusXM. I do the Lithium channel, which is channel 34. All you alternative and grunge fans out there. I do audiobooks. Haven't really cracked the animation world as much as I would like, but I'm working on it.
What was the very first voiceover gig that actually was paying, the first ever paid gig that you ever did?
It was a website, but it was like a partnership between MTV and Subway. It was like a $200 job. Back then, I was literally recording in my closet, and I didn't know how to edit or do anything. And I had my AT 2020 Plus USB mic and Audacity, which is a free recording program. And I literally had to tried recording this 2-minute script without breathing. Because I didn't know how to edit, and I would try to silently breathe. And I didn't know anything about technique or just how to record or edit or anything. So that was my first paid gig. And needless to say, they did need some revisions for that one. But that was my first one.
Have you ever had any really bizarre ones?
I think the most bizarre things I've had is just random people reaching out. And I don't take these jobs, but I've had people be like, I really like your voice because it's kind of, lower or whatever. Can you record some kind of personal, not so mainstream stuff? And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't, a little bit less mainstream.
Looking at you right now, Elizabeth, I've just got to say, you just got this whole tennis player vibe. Totally didn't read that somewhere. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. When I was a little kid, started playing tennis, runs in my family's line. It's our family sport. Yeah, I started playing when I was 7, played as a junior, in middle school and stuff, and then played in high school. And then I went to the University of Chicago, which is a D3 school, and played there. And I had a real love-hate relationship with it, to be honest. But I wouldn't trade it for anything, honestly,
You said that you have an improv thing that you'd started up. What's that all about?
When I lived in Chicago, which is a big improv town, I went to Second City for a little bit, which again, people may or may not have heard of. But it's a big improv school, and kind of got into it there and loved it. When I moved to LA, I kind of used it to like just meet friends and like get out in the world. I was in a couple different groups, so we would perform anywhere. I mean, in LA, there's like throw a rock and there's a theater to perform in. And now I've been with we unfortunately have not been able to perform in a year because thanks COVID.
Right.
But we perform once a month. We would perform with this other group called Off the Wall, and it's like they're like 40 years running. Like Robin Williams used to be in that group. John Ritter. People don't know who some of these people are, but some real like comedy heavyweights. And they've been together forever, and they're so funny. They're so funny. So we do this fun little like tag team, show. We just kind of have like a core audience who kind of comes back to see us, and it's just nice. It's like a family. I am actually doing weekly Zoom. We call it Zoomprov, which surprisingly works okay. I was thinking it was going to be a disaster, but we just like workshop once a week.
Are we talking like when you say improv? We're talking like something that people would understand, maybe that they've seen. Is like, whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, that's actually a great example because that's a very like game-based form of improv. So basically, you'll do like anywhere from 2 to 7 minute games, and it could be anything from just let me get a suggestion, and you're two people on stage, and you work out a scene, or and then there are all the kind of gimmicky games in between. But it's exactly like whose line is it anyway? I had produced and like wrote and starred in this web series that it was a collaborative effort, and it's called Conspiracy Cover-Ups with Carmela Carmichaelangelo, and it's a ridiculous satirical like conspiracy cover-up show, but it's not like serious cover-ups like conspiracies now. It's like aliens and that kind of thing.
So what's next on the horizon for Elizabeth?
Man, I'm stoked for a new year. I'm just like putting last year behind me, even though good things happened.
Yeah.
It was because voiceover is like super remote now, and everybody's kind of got their own studios and everything. It's been like, I'm so grateful for it. So hopefully more of that, and just a couple games coming out. I'm kind of resting a little bit now, and I'm just ready for more. Like, I don't like to say I'm going to do this specific thing and that specific thing. I like to just say like, well, let's do it. Let's just roll with the punches and see what comes, and hopefully make some opportunities happen too.
So Elizabeth, if you wouldn't mind, would you mind doing some of the voice lines for Piper?
Of course, yeah. This is definitely my favorite Piper line. I just think it's hilarious. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. I'm sugar and spice. Come get it. This ain't my first rodeo. Give me some sugar. This is my second favorite Piper line. Kiss my grits. Oh my, mind your manners. Well, I do declare. Bless your heart. Oh, sweetie. You're welcome. Oh, too bad. Oh, my stars.
So Elizabeth, is there anywhere that we can find you online, like, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, all that good stuff?
My Instagram handle, I don't know what the kids call it now. My Instagram handle is Liz V Say, Lizvsay. I have 2 YouTube channels. One is Noopus Productions, Noopus Productions, and then my own personal channel, which is just it's just Elizabeth Saydah. I don't have like a ton of stuff on there. It's more it's just Elizabeth Saydah. I have 32 whole subscribers, so whatever.
Only 32 guys, seriously. I'm looking at you watching the video right now. We need to get that 32 number way up. Go subscribe to her.
And I will add more stuff, I promise, for you.
It's a promise. For you. It's a pinky promise to you guys.
I'm actually not on Twitter. So yeah, I know.
That's my social media of choice, honestly. I use that one more than any of them.
I totally get it. It's just my sanity. I have to kind of not do it, but I feel like maybe I just need to bite the bullet and do it.
Cool. Well, you guys, I'll have all of those links in the description, so you guys go check her out online, follow her, show her some love. And Elizabeth, thank you so much for coming on the channel and spending some time with us, and letting us get to know the voice behind Piper.
Oh man, I'm so glad. This was so fun, and thanks for supporting the game and Piper. I just means a lot. So it's good fun. Keep playing.
Awesome. All right, that's gonna wrap it up for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and as always, until next time, we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. pineapple on pizza? Does it belong?
No.
No. All right. Interview over. It's over.